Sure. Okay, so this is what we're working on as our weekly show, Mindfulness Monday. And so I'm Nancy, and this is my son Andrew. So I just retired from the Navy, 30 years. And Andrew, how about you?
I just graduated from college
Hmm.
of 4 years. Um, so did she. I
So
mean,
did I.
I guess I don't have that cool of an introduction as her. Not yet, at least.
It's okay, you're a little fella.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, honestly, that's one of those things, you shouldn't sell yourself short because, being, what a lot of people call a military brat is definitely challenging. And you've dealt with a lot of stuff more at a young age than a lot of people may have in their entire lives. And you've had a lot of exposure to a lot of different things. Again, opportunities, and that all, you know, makes you a unique individual. I mean, obviously, everybody is kind of unique, um, but it is different, and so that is something that you have to remember in making new relationships and acquaintances. People don't have that same in common background a lot of times.
Very true. Very true. Um, so why are we doing this? Why do we do the show every week? I believe mental health is very important and it needs to be understood. I think at like my age gap, I guess, the 20s, I guess, but I guess
Young adult.
yeah, okay, young adult. That's yeah, that's the better word. Um, I don't know. I think it's honestly a confusing time for us, especially now. Like with this whole pandemic, it definitely makes everything a lot more difficult. Um, like I guess the normal thing would be you graduate high school, you look for a job, or not high school. Did I say high school? I mean, I meant college. You graduate college, you look for a job. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, it's challenging, Yeah, I mean, yeah, so, um,
The election's coming up too. So
yeah,
like,
tomorrow. So, anybody, if you haven't already voted, I do encourage you to get out there and do so.
yes,
I mean, it is important, if nothing else, your voice is getting heard. So, and if you don't, I can't even tell you. So there's a lot of instances where just even like at work, we have to vote for people for certain things. And just last year, it was like we were voting for positions in this one group we had at work. And and they were like, and for a week, it's like, hey, everybody, you gotta, reminding. And then after the group gets voted, there's all these complaints. It's like, oh man, this thing is rigged because, this whole, um, uh, group from this area all got voted in. And it's like, oh no, everyone, because then we recorded who all voted. And so
I was about to say like the people that are complaining aren't
didn't even vote.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what tends to happen, in elections and whatever. It's like they took no energy or ownership to get out there and vote. And then afterwards, you're going to complain. So if you don't like how it goes and you didn't vote, then you need to just be quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My buddy Pine, he said, "Thank you for always welcoming me to your home." Yeah.
Hi, Pine. You gonna come visit sometime?
Yeah. Come on down sometime. I think he's in VCU right now. He's studying I think pharmaceuticals. Yeah, I think that's super cool. But
For sure.
yeah. So you can catch this show weekly on this channel.
Yeah, and then
on,
we will be reposting on YouTube.
yes, and there's if you scroll down a little bit, there's a There's actually a YouTube icon. You click on it, and it'll take you straight there.
So should we like share a fun fact about each other?
No, I need to be prepared. I need to be prepared with that. So
you can't think of a fun fact about me, no? I think a fun fact about Andrew is that he has an extensive collection of cat-themed T-shirts.
That I do. I guess a fun fact about my mom is that she's very good at art, and she passed that skill to my brother, and he's learning to become an artist himself. So
I think you do pretty good as well. So
I can't draw.
Well, art is different mediums, like photography. I think you've done pretty well with that.
Okay. Yeah.
So
that.
art involves a lot of things. And so we're talking about, kind of why we're doing this. So, and for myself, one of the things that, we kind of touched on this a little bit last week is being in the Navy, especially, as a woman. And, my entire career, I was always working in fields that were, primarily male dominated, as an aviation electronics technician, and then as a command master chief. My entire career, it's like if I wasn't the only woman in the room, I was usually like surprised. I know, it's like, ooh, look. A
fellow female.
Well, yeah, and that's just strange, I mean, to think about it. And so, but that I definitely can identify, with a lot of other minorities who deal with the same thing, honestly.
Wait, really? I honestly would have never guessed that, like especially, well, I guess like minorities like out in the world or like in the Navy. Is there a difference? Because
it all depends on your situation, and again, it can just be if you move to certain parts of the country where certain minorities just aren't there, and then everybody just kind of looks at you like or just even when we moved to Massachusetts, right? And then you're the outsider because you weren't there since kindergarten. I mean,
True.
That is that feeling of being a minority, even though you really weren't like necessarily a racial minority.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
No, yeah, I got it.
It's like you're still an outsider. People are looking at you like they don't get you, and
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and that was one of those things for me. And I there's this one movie that I felt like kind of captured my, a little bit of my experience. So, it's a classic.
Which one?
The movie Fight Club.
Sure, I guess.
Well, no, and actually there's some really great nuggets in that movie, aside from the fact that there is a lot of craziness happening in there. And if you haven't watched the movie Fight Club, I still recommend it. You watched it.
It's pretty good.
It was pretty good.
Not gonna lie, it's really good, actually. Like, I would have never guessed, what is it, DID, like dissociate?
Oh, dissociative identity disorder, right?
Yeah, like that was super interesting. Like, I kind of understood it at the end that he had it because he was confused because he couldn't find him, and everyone, as soon as he goes into a restaurant or whatever.
Well, you're kind of spoiling it for anybody who hasn't.
I guess.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
But,
go watch.
So you should watch it no matter what.
Go watch it.
And it has Brad Pitt, Edward Norton, Helena Bonham Carter. Came out in 1999. So like I said, I think at this point it can be called a classic. I've also read the book, which was pretty good.
There's
a
movie. Book?
Of course.
There's always a book for everything.
But, so it was actually pretty good. But one of the things in there that, kind of really stood out for me is the main character, and in the movie they never name him, which I thought was interesting.
They didn't?
No,
I thought they called him.
Nope, no.
It was always who was the dude? The Brad Pitt.
No. That so Brad Pitt was Tyler Durden.
Okay, and then
but the main Edward Norton character, like, he's never named. No one ever calls him by name in the movie.
Okay.
Which is actually significant in that, because a lot of that, you know, and you'll see, like, he's suffering from insomnia and everything is like repetitive, and you know, and he's like, basically he's like doing everything he can just to fit in, and so I guess, you know, yeah, if you hadn't watched it, we're kind of spoiling it here. So he ends up you know, developing this other side of himself, really, to do all the things that he couldn't do as part of his normal facade of trying to be normal, and
it's like a self-defense mechanism, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so, and okay, I don't have multiple personalities as far as I'm aware, but to me that really kind of spoke to me, because, you know, especially being in the military, it's like you do have one persona. It's like, you know, and, you know, definitely there's, like, you know, the Navy Nancy, right? And then I come home, and then it's like I need to be this other person, right? Because, like, at work, you know, and you remember when I was at NAPS, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so then at that point, like, I'm a drill instructor, right? And then you saw me, you know, and it's like,
wait, that's what you did there? You were a drill instructor there?
Essentially, yeah. I mean, in the Navy we call it recruit division commander, but most people understand the term drill instructor.
Okay, yeah.
So anyways, so, you know, and you saw how, like, I was always, like, pretty, well, not always, but pretty stern with them, right? Always with the discipline and all that kind of stuff. And then you go home, and then, you know, you got, like...
And then she cracks the whip on the boys at the house.
Yeah, whatever. And then you go home, and then you gotta, like, be, like, you know, all, you know, the cuddly mom. And it's like, it's okay, little buddy.
This is just a show right now. At home, back in the day, it's just like...
You're so full of crap.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding.
Well, but I do think there is some crossover. I mean, you can't completely be.
Yeah. It'll always slip, you know, through. It's like you can't.
Yeah, I remember this one time you guys were doing something, and I came home.
Oh no, it was me.
Yeah, it was totally you.
It was like what is it? The grocery? It was Christmas. It was a Christmas bag. There was a receipt in it, and I looked at it.
No. I'm talking about something else. So, no, I came home, and you guys had done something, I don't know, made a mess, whatever. And so I was speaking to you very sternly, and you're like, Mom, why are you talking to me like Chief now? And I'm like, you don't remember that?
I don't.
Okay. Well, you were still pretty young, but I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, but anyways, so yeah, my point with the movie though is so at the end, you know, he kind of saw it as being undesirable, having that side of himself that was doing all this crazy stuff, and certainly, you know, some of the crazy stuff was bad and probably should stop.
Wait, now you're just gonna we can't talk about this movie without spoiling it anymore.
Well, you know, it's still a great movie, but
it is a great movie.
But so my point with that though is, I think probably, you know, a better solution, you know, not to the movie, because obviously that would ruin the movie, but, you know, the better solution as a person is to, you know, kind of bring both of those sides of yourself together, because, you know, or you know, something has to change, because, like, in his job, clearly he was extremely unhappy.
Yeah, he hated it.
Yeah, and so, you know, then this other side of him, he's looking a completely different way, behaving, doing different stuff, and you know, so there's this one scene to me which I think is actually, you know, pretty impactful.
Okay.
Where
Can you say it without spoiling the movie though?
I don't know, but anyways, it's important.
Okay.
So, do you remember when they went into that store and they kidnapped the shopkeeper?
Mm-hmm.
And they were holding the gun to his head and they took his wallet.
And said like, I know where you live now, and now I want you to go to this school by next week, or I'm killing you, or something like that.
Well, because they said, they were like, what are you doing this job for? And then he basically had said he had dropped out of school to be a veterinarian because he was having a hard time making the bills or something like that. And so they said, okay. So they took his driver's license. They said, okay, if you're not enrolled and on your way to becoming a veterinarian in 2 weeks, we know where you live and we're gonna find you and kill you. And then they let him go. And then the one guy's like, what did you do that for? And he's like, you know, everything when he wakes up tomorrow morning, everything he eats is gonna taste better. He's going to appreciate his life better. Everything's going to smell better. Colors are going to look brighter. And he's going to be working towards something that he actually cares about. And if you think about it, when the chips are really down and you have to do something, you make it happen. And how many people make excuses not to get something done because it's like, oh, it's hard. Well, I have to, you know, I can't spend the time with that because I have to do this. But, you know, literally, what if your life depended on it? Would you make it happen?
Nah, probably not. No, I'm kidding. Yeah. If there was, yeah.
But to me though, I think that's a great way to think. You know, and if you get, you know, into that mindset, it's like, okay, here's the thing that's important to me. Like, what am I doing today moving towards that thing? Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if it's just something small, you know, maybe it's just an email, you know, just, you never know. Like, because you never know when one little thing is going to make a difference, you know. And another thing too is just kind of putting it out there to have putting it out there, the things that are important to you, right? So if you're like, hey, you know, like David,
my brother,
his brother. So he's really passionate about, you know, his video effects and stuff. And so that's what he talks about. That's what he's working on every day. And I think that's great. And, and how many people just decide out of high school, hey, I'm going to go do this video effects thing. I mean, that's pretty niche.
Yeah, it's very
pretty niche market there.
Yeah, very specific too.
But but to me, I see that as being healthy. Is you're working after something, even though it's not like, you know, oh, I want to be a doctor. Okay, well, you know, because that sounds
what
cool,
kind?
And everybody wants, you know, everybody thinks it's cool to be a doctor. Like, I think he said half the time he tells people, and they're like, "What's that?" And that's okay, you know, that's okay. So, but to me, that's also self-acceptance, being okay with doing something that not everybody else is doing. So, but kind of getting back on topic though. So we were talking about
our topic for today, or what are you going on now? So
the mindfully eating, right?
That's our topic for the day.
Yes. So now, when the one character was holding the gun to the shopkeeper's
Wait, you're
head,
still going with this?
Follow me, buddy. And he's like, and he was talking about how everything will taste better. Huh? See the tie-in? What? Okay.
I'm not
Good.
accepting this. Like, sure, I'll see it. I'll look through your eyes.
So following on that, so when we're talking about taste and experience and stuff like that, but so eating mindfully, what does that mean?
What does that mean to me, or
Sure.
overall?
Whatever,
just like,
man.
what does it mean?
What you got, boy? Throw it out.
Man, can I read off this thing?
Dude, that's your notes. Do you.
So I got this from helpguide.org. The link will be in the YouTube video, so you guys can refer to it in the future. So mindful eating is maintaining an in the moment awareness of the food and drink you put in your body. It involves observing how the food makes you feel and signals your body sends about taste, satisfaction, and fullness. So it's kind of like I don't know, like you, instead of like going to McDonald's, you get McDonald's, okay, you look at it and then you're like, okay, is this something that I should be putting in my body? Like, what is the outcome of eating all this fried food right now? Is it gonna help me towards my goal of losing 20 pounds, let's say, in a couple months, or?
So that's actually, so let's say you're going through the drive-thru at McDonald's. Okay. So, and then you eat it in your car. How much are you really getting out of that? Like,
it's.
Do you know what I mean? It's
okay.
Like you're basically just shoving something into a hole. You're just kind of filling it in, right? You're not taking the time to experience that food.
Okay.
Because yes, so I think like on the surface you could say, yeah, I can eat my McDonald's mindfully, but that would be, you go get your McDonald's, you go sit somewhere,
okay,
and you open it up, you look at your food, and you're like, and smell your French fries.
Smell the salt that is drenched all over your French fries
and the fatty goodness. But then don't just start shoving, right?
Take a bite.
Eat one French fry. Yeah.
Enjoy it.
Yes, like so you get your one French fry and you put it in your mouth and you like feel the crispiness and
the little grains of salt.
Sure.
Like melting on your tongue.
Sure, well, some people really like salty. I mean,
I love salt.
So look at your food and like really, kind of smell it, taste it, appreciate it. So yeah, you can eat mindfully.
I guess with anything.
Fast food. However, I think if you're taking it to a step further is where you're looking at the food and what that's doing for you,
okay.
Right? So
I took it a step further, and you further you explain like the basics of food mentality and all that.
Well, just appreciating that's right there in front of you.
Food.
Yes, and taking the time. So, it's actually been proven, and we'll find some studies for you, but yes. So you can lose weight simply by eating mindfully. So so one of the easiest ways to do that is, or to get in the habit of that is taking the time to really chew your food, right? And so this one book that we've been reading recently, that the author recommends chew your food 20 times. So like you put that French fry in your mouth, and so in part of your whole experience of really savoring that French fry, you chew it 20 times and then swallow it.
It just doesn't sound good. Like, I guess with certain food, I wouldn't mind chewing it 20 times, but a French fry,
Well, so maybe that tells you something about, eating the French fry.
What she said, chew it like you're gonna feed a birdie.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
But yet, disgusting if you're really thinking about it, because then you're spitting it anyway. So that's fine. But yes, true. So yeah, you're almost. But so keep in mind, chewing your food is actually part of the process of digestion. So if you are just chewing it just enough to where you're able to swallow it, that's not really good for your digestion, because now your stomach basically has to spend all that time and work trying to squish up the food and, process it.
I didn't even think about that, because it's like acid. I mean, it's just gonna melt it, I guess.
But then
really
it's going
don't know.
to take more acid to melt the food because you never chewed it, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Like, what was the show? Not Better Call Saul, the one Breaking Bad, where they dissolved, the person in the tub. It's gonna take longer because. All right, never mind.
Yeah, I guess. But it kind of just happened all at once. It went through the floor.
Yeah, the tub was not in good shape. So, anyways, yeah.
Eating mindfully.
Back to that. And the acid in your stomach. But yeah, so and actually kind of the whole thing is like, even let's say, making sure your food looks good. So when you have the time, because sometimes you're busy and you don't always have time to make your food look pretty, then you will but if you do have the time, go for several colors, because that's one of those things that a lot of dietitians recommend. They tell you eat the rainbow every day, right? So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, I really don't care. It's like whatever I'm cooking, that I don't know, I'll just make it look nice with what I got.
Well, that's
I don't want to have
so
like
what we're
some
talking about
red and pink.
Okay, now you're getting crazy. Where's the pink in the rainbow? Talk your regular red, orange, yellow. So red, like being, let's say, red peppers. Orange, you have your carrots. Yellow could be, I don't know, yellow squash. I don't know, what else is yellow? Lemons. Banana, exactly. Green can be a whole bunch of things.
Sure can.
Blue would be like maybe some cabbages or blueberries, different things like that. Blues and purples, So anyways, so a lot of nutritionists will actually recommend.
Look, she said several colors. Thank God my boba tea is green and my donuts are rainbow color. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'm feeling like that's not what the nutritionist is going for here. But
it's okay.
Yeah, no, it's okay. But anyways, but I personally love the boba tea, because for me, I love the different textures and things. For me, texture is very important in my food too, and I love the little boba things. They're chewy.
Tapioca?
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
Tapioca balls, yeah. So
I like what's it called? The purple. I can never remember this. It's
oh my gosh! It's the purple yam. I can't think of the name of
taro.
it.
Yeah, taro.
Okay.
Yes, I love taro. That's what it is.
Okay, it also has another name, but I can't think of the name.
Then I don't know the other name.
Whatever. Anyway, anyways, the purple yam, that was really good. That's one of my favorites. But so and donuts. So, but with your donuts, again, you can eat that mindfully, but that shouldn't be something that you're eating every day. right?
Hopefully not every day.
No, that's probably not good for you. But yeah, so really the point is, I mean, and even the smells of your food, you know, so take the time to just really, you know, experience the whole thing. So you're eating something, you know, so like I have some tea here, and you can
I just got water.
smell the tea, right?
I'm not gonna smell my water, but okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it'd be
Sorry.
strange. So yeah, so you smell, and yeah, obviously with your foods, you smell it.
You drink it and let it, or you don't drink it. You put it in your mouth and let it just absorb around your cheeks, and then you drink it.
Yeah, so that could be, but you know, and then depending on the type of tea that you get, it may have a few different flavors in there, so you can experience the different flavors. And like for me, I know, like if I go,
what kind of tea do you have?
It's a turmeric tea with like ginger and orange. Yeah.
That's a tea I'll never have.
That's actually pretty good. You want to try it? No, it's actually good. Yeah.
Turmeric. Ooh.
Great antioxidant. Anyways, so all right. Anyways, so with the the smell. Okay, because even with a hot tea, then you can like, and if it's cold out, you feel the steam on your face. You know.
Okay.
You know, so it's in your hands on the cup. So there's so much to where you can just be into the experience.
Be in the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of, getting back to it. So with the mindfulness, you're being in that moment with your food and, you know, and just fully experiencing it. So, so what would you say is not eating mindfully? Like we already talked about, you know, eating and driving is probably not a good idea.
I mean, I could
for a number of reasons.
I could give you my example, like of why I guess these past 2 weeks I've kind of been eating mindfully, just not on Saturday, because.
Well, he's been eating mindfully because he's trying to figure out what I'm putting in his food.
Yes. Yes. I've been digesting like 10 vitamins a day, and it's
okay.
Good Lord.
Now we're getting off topic.
Okay.
So what about eating?
So I don't know. I'll just give my thing.
We'll do it.
My tale, my lore.
Throw it out there, boy.
Okay. So started college. So this is like I guess 4 years ago. I ate literally whatever I wanted to, and I didn't really care what it did to my body. Now all I drink is mostly water and the occasional margarita. But I back then I used to drink like a bunch of soda, and soda's not good for you, right?
It's not.
And I felt like crap. Like I always felt tired because I don't know, the food I had was like super greasy. Soda I had all that sugar. You'll have a sugar crash eventually, and it's just you'll feel like crap for the rest of the day and not want to, I don't know, I guess do anything. So
yeah, and he'd have like candy and chips stashed in his room.
Yeah, very true. I would eat a bag of chips pretty much once a day, maybe one bag in 2 days. It was really bad. But actually I could do that still, but I choose not to. So what does it say? But I didn't consider Okay, yeah, I just said that. So about 2 weeks ago, we changed our diet to like low carbs and no carbs on like 2 days. It was.
So it's kind of like a 2-day fasting. So to where we're eating mostly just like vegetables and different kinds of protein.
So today and tomorrow are no carb days, and the rest of the week is low carbs, and Saturday is our cheat day. God bless that day. Let
I
me
know,
tell you.
right? Well, that keeps. I mean, because for me, man, I mean, I like to eat, you know.
Me too.
And that peanut butter pie there Saturday was just amazing.
It was really good.
Mm.
We had donuts that morning. We celebrate every Saturday with donuts.
Although we might have to move into something else because I've been kind of wanting some
cinnamon rolls sound good.
Or biscuits and gravy. I've been really wanting some biscuits.
Yeah,
so.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
So. So, look, I'll just tell you about like what I've been doing recently. Oh wait, what she said? Oh yeah, I had to write down how I felt after eating junk food to fully understand how tiring and gross I felt after eating it. Yep. So whenever I had some cravings, then I would look back to on my notes, and my cravings would stop. Wow.
Yeah, so that's a great
awesome.
idea. So another thing that we've done to help us with cravings is we've taken pictures of ourselves. Put them on
Good
the
Lord.
fridge.
I go upstairs to the fridge, and then like I'm just like looking for something to eat, and I close it, and I look at the picture of myself. I'm just like, all right, I'm not hungry anymore. That's enough of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, okay, so back to like what our daily thing is. So in the morning, I wish I had it right now, but we drink like, how much water is in that thing?
It's 150 ounces.
I don't know how much that is, but it's a lot. It's freaking massive. It's about like almost as tall as my arm, I'd say.
It's like 2 bottles of wine, except it's water.
Yeah, and we have to chug all that cold water first thing we wake up, and it hurts. I'm not gonna lie, it hurts a little bit, but it's just to ensure you drink.
It's like hydration, but also then the cold kind of. I mean, honestly, it's like drinking the cold water for me. I've noticed it's like that wakes me up. It's like it's like a rock. Having a cup of coffee because then it's like I'm all snuggly and warm, and then I drink all this cold water. Now I'm like, okay, I'm awake.
It feels like a rock in my stomach with just how much, and it sloshes too. But it's just like good. What else was I gonna say? 30 minutes. Cheat day Saturday. That's my favorite day of the week. Yeah, and I miss carbs. Yeah, I miss my bread.
Yeah, but you know what though? So a lot of times your body will get essentially addicted to foods that, it's like that you eat. Like, let's say you're allergic to wheat, right? Or mild allergy, and so your body, so you eat this thing, and your body has this reaction to it, and you put out cortisol in response to counter, say the negative reaction, and then you could get addicted to that.
Okay.
Right, and so people don't realize that. So, and especially in a Western diet, we eat a lot of breads and wheats and things like that, and so this is. Just to kind of get away from that and get back into eating, more vegetables and stuff like that. So, because our goal right now that we're kind of going through for a little bit here is like half of everything we eat should be vegetables. So I don't think, I don't think any of us have been really eating all that healthy here recently. Because I don't know, when you move,
you're relying on.
It's like eating out and convenience things and stuff like that, and it's just and then by the time you get to where you're going, it's like by the time we finally got here, it's just I don't know, I just felt all like bloated and fat and everything from just eating crap,
except pupusas. Well, I guess there's a bunch of carbs in it.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's like my favorite thing to get in this area, at least.
Donuts. Anyway.
Donuts.
No, but okay. So yeah. So where are we at? I feel like we kind of have gotten off topic here.
Kind of.
Well, so another piece to that as well is also, being thankful for the food that you have, right? because I think some people really lose sight of that. People tend to lose sight of the fact that, just the fact that you have food or, whatever it is something to be grateful for. There are a lot of people, even within the United States, who don't have access to regular meals. We have a ton of homeless people in the U.S., and then in other countries, again, people, could be just getting by with, let's say, eating nothing but rice or a certain, particular inexpensive staple, and just, eating the same thing day after day, and they just have that one thing. And if you're not eating mindfully and really kind of being grateful for everything you have, gratitude is such a huge part of mental health, honestly, because, you could be sitting here looking at the delicious frittata that your mother made for you for lunch and going, what is this thing that's in here? Or
Frittata.
you could be eating it and savoring it. It's like, wow, this is so awesome that I have this nutritious and healthy meal that was cooked for me, which is delicious. And gosh, I'm so thankful for it.
Man, I am so thankful for it. Let me tell you. When we were talking about bread earlier, she said, "What about gluten-free bread?"
Well, so that all depends, because the gluten-free thing, it still can, have a lot of simple carbohydrates. So simple carbohydrates in your diet, your body, it's like eating sugar, honestly. So, eating a lot of sugar, your body very easily converts that to fat. So simple carbohydrates like white breads, and even so gluten-free, a lot of times they use like a white rice flour and different things like that, which again, your body still converts very easily to sugar. So gluten-free is important if you have like celiac disease or, other gluten allergies. But otherwise, it's you kind of just want to think about like what it is for like whole grains, because there's actually, more fiber, nutrients, and whatever in the whole grains. So, and so again, the gluten-free thing is fine, just so that you're kind of maybe mixing up the different types of grains that you're eating, because that's healthy as well. Because like, again, if you eat wheat all the time, it has certain nutrients. But how about if you eat oats? Oats is different, so your body's gonna get something different from that. Or you have like the quinoa, which is a complete protein in itself, and
Quinoa?
it is. It's actually one of the only grains that is a complete protein.
I guess the more I know, huh?
Yeah. So typically, that's one of those things where with what people are more frequently calling a plant-based diet now, with your proteins, is, when you're getting your proteins from grains and things, you need to vary your protein sources, because, there are different amino acids in a different plant-based proteins, so you want to make sure you're getting a lot of
You need to send me a snap of how you say quinoa. I'm super curious. I'm sensitive to gluten, so I was wondering, because I sometimes crave bread. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Quinoa. Quinoa.
Yeah.
It sounds like a Japanese word.
Yeah. So just kind of getting a variety of food. But again, kind of getting back to the gratitude, because if the thing you're worried about is gluten-free bread or whatever. I mean, again, you should be grateful that you even have food and that you have the ability to be concerned about, whether you have gluten-free bread or regular bread, that you're just even eating is
be grateful and
yeah.
And be in the moment with your food as well.
Yeah, for sure. And there's nothing wrong with spices. So, if you feel like your food is,
bland,
yeah, then man,
spice it up.
Get you some hot sauce.
Cholula is a good one.
Yeah, that's our favorite. David likes that. What, Tapatio?
Yeah, Tapatio. It's good. It's good as well.
Yeah, sure.
I'd say it's more hot than actual flavor, but Cholula is it's a mix
of flavor and a little bit of heat. Yep. So. Yep.
You want to talk about why? Should we talk about why or why we should or why you should work on it? I don't know why I'm stuttering right now.
Yeah, I don't know. We kind of covered all that if you look at it.
Okay. You want to talk about waste? Actually,
so the last point you have there about making a greater connection where your food comes from and produced and all that. So that is kind of taking the mindfulness, I think, to the next step. So like I said, on the basic level, it's just enjoying what you have in front of you. So the next piece to that, I think, as far as eating mindfully, is being concerned with where your food came from. Because, the impact on the environment of...
the whole time you've been talking about food I've been cooking. Damn, man.
Well, we just ate, so we're good.
Yeah.
But, is worrying about where your food came from, because that is important. I mean... if you can, because I like to grow like my own basil and certain things like that. Like where we were just living, mint in Sicily just grows. It's literally grows wild, and so I had like this little field of mint in my backyard, and I go out there and I pick me some mint and go make some mint tea and whatever. And
ew, you picked the mint from there?
Yeah.
The dogs, their feet,
did not
their
pee
feet.
on there.
No, I know they didn't pee
fine.
on it, but their paws just trample that mint.
And
they
you
smell
wash
all
it.
minty.
They come in the house. And then, anyways.
Okay, sure.
You wash it. What do you think is happening with your food that's, out in the field? Do you think there's no animals out there, or bugs,
Nope.
Birds pooping on it?
Birds aren't real.
Anyway, so I could go outside, get my fresh basil, my fresh mint, and that is like a real connection with the source of your food. Now, if you live in like downtown New York City, yeah, maybe you're not gonna go outside, but you might be able to grow a couple of little things on your windowsill even,
True.
So I've known a lot of people who can do that, in an apartment or whatever. And just even that, I think it just really helps with that with the experience of your food. Even if you had a little basil plant in your window in the kitchen, you got a couple of leaves and put that on top of your pasta. I mean, it's just the smell of that fresh basil.
It's good.
Is just amazing, and and it just adds. It's just beautiful. I think it just adds a pop of color to it and everything. So
she grows some parsley and mint. That's cool.
Yeah. So yeah, mint water. Yeah. I'm not sure what's up with the fish head there.
I don't either.
Yeah.
What is that all about?
Yeah. So anyways, but locally sourcing your food is great as well. So if you live anywhere near like a farmer's market or whatever, and you can get your eggs from there, that's awesome.
It came from the chickens right there.
Yeah, remember the neighbor we had in Massachusetts, and she had the chickens, and
they were just roaming our yard. It was cool.
Well, it was cool until they started eating all my tomatoes, and then that really irritated me, because I'm just saying. But anyways, yeah.
What?
I don't know. The chickens, they really just go. Oh yeah. So fresh eggs. That's.
Oh
like,
yeah, eggs. That's right. You're talking about. Okay.
But even like the meats and stuff like that you eat, the more you can locally source that, the better. So if you're buying from local farmers and stuff like that, it's better for the environment. Because that is one of those things, like people who have a like particularly beef heavy diet,
that sounds wonderful.
Well, it's terrible for the environment. They're actually,
Oh.
if you look into it, like they're basically, mowing down the Amazon rainforest in order to make pasture land for
Jeez.
cows. And
Are you kidding me?
No.
But I thought also for the Amazon, it's the same thing with soy products.
I think it's more cows than soy, but I don't know. I suppose we can read.
Do you still eat meat or minimize eating it? I eat meat. She does not. So we are all vegetarians in this house.
Well, that's because y'all. If y'all want meat, you can cook it. Because I ain't cooking it.
Oh yeah, duh.
So, I'm a vegetarian. But so yeah, obviously they kind of minimize eating it just because they don't feel like cooking.
That's not true. One of the big factors of climate change. Yeah, definitely is.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. So it is concerning. So you should be concerned with where your food is coming from and how it's sourced. Not to say that you should never have something that didn't come from a different place. But again, those are things that it is good to be mindful of. Where your food is coming from, because if you're getting eggs that are trucked in from
who knows,
from I don't know, Georgia or something, and there's a egg farmer 2 miles away, I mean, just think about the gas that's required to truck those eggs up from Georgia, and for what,
And there's a whole like difference of freshness when it comes to those eggs too. Like, I don't know, I feel like if they're like if they're like in Italy, like the people that brought in the eggs at that one store.
Oh yeah. Those were from the farm.
Yeah,
they were definitely
so
from the
good.
farm, because they still had like chicken feathers like on them sometimes.
Oh really?
Yeah, you never noticed.
I've never seen any chicken feathers.
Yeah.
It's David.
Oh jeez, it's all about the oat milk.
I don't drink almond milk. I just stay away from milk. She drinks almond, soy.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever's there, I guess. But I haven't really. I mean, I've had oat milk, but I haven't really used it too much. So I don't know. Yeah, we got like a variety of milks going on up in here.
Yeah.
Oh man, but the Italian almond milk was amazing.
I don't know anything about that.
You didn't try it?
No.
Oh my
I don't
goodness.
like almond milk.
No, but it's different. I had a bunch that's coming. You have to try it.
Dairy milk is so unnecessary. Yeah?
Yeah, that's true. And actually, a lot of people have problems digesting dairy. So, yeah, and we're like, I think one of the only species on the planet that continues to
drink it?
have milk from another animal, like their entire.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. So now
make strong browns.
Yeah, but and you're right, because there are actually a lot of other ways that people traditionally have gotten their calcium. So one of the things that we were just talking about last week, I don't know if you remember that, is talking about the bone broth.
Oh no, I do remember that.
Okay. Because so if you are going to eat an animal, then you really should use the whole animal, because that is how that was always done in the past. Yeah. And so Yeah, so basically, once they've eaten all the meat and used the entire animal, then they get what's left and they boil it for hours and hours, and that's where you get the bone broth from. But, and that's that process of boiling over a long time, you get all the minerals out of the bones, and so that's where that comes from. In other societies, so like in, let's say a lot of the Asian cultures, dairy products are not a part of their diet or have not traditionally been a part of their diet. So you're like, well, do they have brittle little bones? Well, no, not necessarily. They tend to eat
it's more fish.
More fish, and they will eat the smaller like fish bones. So you can get a lot of calcium from your fish bones, from seaweed, from like collard greens. A lot of your dark leafy green vegetables actually have the fish bones. Like eating I'm not sure what David's got.
What is that? Is that one of the dogs? Soggy it looks like a dog.
Okay,
I don't know.
But anyways, yeah, so the fish bones, the seaweed, stuff like that. Actually even using your eggshells for composting helps to get the calcium back into your soil and stuff like that.
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's actually something that I'm wanting to get into as well, is composting, because that's kind of taking, the other part of your eating to the next level, because
mindfully eating level 2 right here.
Yeah. Well, no, that might be level 3.
Oh, yeah.
Because now we're processing the waste mindfully,
Do you want to recap kind of what we said? I think that's Brandon.
We're like,
Brandon? I don't know. What do you guys do?
So what we're talking about, I guess, really quickly, because it's been an hour actually.
Has it?
Yeah. Is
it's close to an hour.
Yeah, so eating mindfully and the benefits that provides for you, not just mentally but physically, environmentally. There's a lot of benefits to eating mindfully and just paying attention to what's on your plate, what's going in your body.
Appreciate what's about to go in your body, and visually appreciate like what's right there in front of you
with all of your senses, visually, the smell, the feel of it in your mouth,
and if it's
the taste.
Making some noise, also just listen to it.
Like,
but I wouldn't eat it though.
Well, I mean, it could be like, when you're frying something, right? And you're like, you hear the cracklings or whatever.
Yeah, the crackle from the oil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if you pull the lasagna out of the oven and it's bubbling, right? So.
Crunch.
Yeah, crunch. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like celery or, crackers or something that's crunchy. Absolutely. Yeah,
okay.
Totally.
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and there we are. And so actually, to throw on to the end, again, our goal here is shooting for at least 12 minutes a day of meditation. And like keeping it real, you could even do a food meditation. Really, I think you'd probably have to be by yourself to be effective with that, but just really kind of experiencing each bite and savoring everything in there. I think that you could effectively kind of do a meditation just with your eating. We should try that. Let's do it tomorrow.
Okay. I guess we're doing that tomorrow. What do you want to talk about next week? Do you have any ideas?
Yeah, so actually, we can talk about, so there's this one audiobook that I listened to a while ago and that I really, really enjoy and I highly recommend. It's called Lost Connections, and the author is Johann Hari. again, highly recommended. And so we'll probably start hitting up some of those topics in there, as far as regaining and the connections it's talking about is connecting to others, well, and yourself, which is really important. And so, we talked a little bit about work today, so we can talk about meaningful work.
Okay.
And how that fits into, your mental health.
That works.
Yeah, because that kind of follows on with my Fight Club thing, right? And
she went on a tangent for about 10 minutes talking about Fight Club. If nobody was here,
missed that part.
Yeah, if you missed that.
But so great homework for next week. You can watch Fight
the
Club.
movie. Yeah.
And then after that, you can listen to the audiobook, Lost Connections. Great.
Yeah, and anything
Super.
else? We're all good.
And eat mindfully.
Yeah, eat mindfully. Take 20 bites. Savor that flavor.
Chewing.
Okay, well, we'll be back next week at 8 p.m. This video will be on YouTube sometime before next week. So you guys can rewatch it if you haven't seen it. If you didn't catch the whole thing. Okay. Well, have a good night, everyone. Bye.
Good night.